So far, the Orions have bad news. Research of the monostegotops has been a complete failure. All of the genes have been a disaster. The Orions have deemed it too ugly to be put on display. We have put it into a cryogenic freezing chamber. It shall be booted up in 3 weeks when we leave the facility for good. We have had to drop the project as all the monostegotops apart from this one have either been too weak or died whilst being incubated. The Orions blamed it on the scientists, but the scientists blamed it on them for giving them the wrong kind of genes. It's been shown that the main genome of Stegoceratops has been either too weak for the monostegotops, and the Monolophosaurus DNA has not been viable, and has simply not been able to mix again. We simply don't have enough time for any other projects. The generators on the facility are only going to be going for another 3 weeks, which is just the amount of time before the Monolophosaurus DNA expires. Although that doesn't seem all bad, the generators are also running the freezers in the labs. This means that in 3 weeks, the monostegotops that was deemed unsafe and too ugly to be put on display will be released into the wild, and quite frankly will be able to kill anything it sees. Fights between the Adrigodontosaurus and the Carcharodontosaurus divosaur will have to be taken down, as we simply do not have enough time in the 3 weeks to battle them against each other to see who is the strongest carnivore. There is also no point, as the winner would also have their blood extracted, just like the last time, to be perfecting the monostegotops DNA. Obviously there is no need for this now. With luck though, we would try and tranquilize these giant assets and take them to our new facility, in case that maybe we can try again, but instead use their blood for a stronger asset. The Orions told the ranger teams to go out into the valley and tranquilize the 2 big beasts. The assets will then be taken to another facility where they'll be monitored before their big fight. The herbivore simply served no use or purpose to this project and will be left as dino fodder for the monostegotops. The first set of transport teams come in and take the assets away to the undisclosed location. We return to the facility almost 2 weeks later, before the freezers end up opening. Will end up releasing monostegotops, looking very different to a normal stegoceratops. You'll be surprised when you see it. And only a few days later, we start the evacuation. This bunker leads workers underground to a hidden railway station where the monorail will take them to the plane, as they will then leave the island for good. The only reason this monostegotops has been deemed too unsafe is because this one is a carnivore, where its original gene it should have been a herbivore. The only reason that it is a carnivore is because they use too much Monolophosaurus DNA, which will now make it into a killing machine. If we do not evacuate quick, it will be an absolute bloodbath. As a last-ditch attempt to get a few more dinosaurs off the island before Monostegotops can get to them, the Orions take care of their most precise possession and tranquilize Orion Test 2, the T-Rex. The Orions are then successful, and the transport teams take away their most prized possession to the undisclosed facility with the Acrocanthosaurus and Divosaur.
Asset in transit.
2 days later, we have run out of time, and the Monostegotops is released into the wild.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Its distorted features will confuse
predict an incoming storm.
anyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, our weather forecast has been updated. Storm warning level has been raised.
The Monostegotops likes to hunt in the dark, especially during raging storms, and it takes its first victim. It will react differently than we ever thought though, especially in this tornado. Stalks in the dark like an Indoraptor, but it's much more slight and quiet. Stegotops starts a fight with its ancestor, the Stegosaurus. Unfortunately for it, it was able to kill it. Unfortunately for us though, that means that this thing is still on the loose. And what we all have to evacuate now. We're sure that this is very dangerous as it kills this Parasaurolophus. Make our way to the arrival helipad. Get off the island for good.
Ground crew.
We finally arrive at the helipad
Helicopter departing.
and get away safely during the evacuation. We now leave the island and go to the next undisclosed location where Divosaur, Orion Test 2, the Acrocanthosaurus, and where Ripper have all been transported. Sometime in the nearby future, we may return to Skitties or Noodler, but for now, it is an unsafe location due to the monostegotops. This is episode 4 of Jurassic World Season 3 signing out.